Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's book critique. This week, my featured text is the Scholastic Atlas of Weather. The Scholastic Atlas of Weather explains the various phenomena of the weather and how scientists are able to predict the weather. This is a great book to use in a science classroom, but it can be used in other classrooms as well. I chose this text foremost because the illustrations really caught my eye. Realistic to a point, but also emphasizing and exaggerating the parts of the book that the book is focusing on, like the droplets of water, the piles of snow, the wreckage from a tornado, and all that. I've also found science to be a very interesting topic, and it's always been a topic I've been interested in, so I wanted to share this with my students. So I have 2 lesson ideas for the 7th grade level, one for science and one for language arts. The language arts idea, you have the standards on the left there, and it involves reading through the Scholastic Atlas of Weather. Then you assign a paper in which students can either research or speculate on how weather can affect how people live. For the science lesson idea, this resource can be a great supplement to your textbook, especially when it comes to teaching about weather and various scales of temperature, and it discusses a lot of things in there. But one way that you could structure this in a lesson is to give a lesson alongside a reading of this book, and then test the students with a Kahoot as a sort of exit ticket before they leave the classroom to quickly judge their comprehension. Kahoot is an online quiz platform that allows teachers to make a quiz and then allow the students to join in on their own device. This is best done with providing Chromebooks, but can also be done with phones if you allow them to download the app. And then they are allowed to compete with each other to see who can get the most right answers and who can get the most points. This program can be utilized throughout the lesson as using multiple stages of assessment. It can even be used to review vocabulary, be able to review concepts, and even there are other options other than the multiple choice that allow. Let me show you the other books I critiqued this week. The 21 Balloons is about a professor who finds himself washed up on an island filled with eccentric people, crazy inventions, and he has to find his way back home. This book is a great example of classic literature and would be a great asset to the classroom. Missing May is about a girl named Summer whose Aunt May passed away, and her Uncle Ob are grieving over his death. This is a great book to address the stages of grief with the students in your class. Sounder is about a boy who is experiencing life after his father is arrested for stealing. His father had resort to stealing because their family was really poor and they weren't having enough food to feed their family. This is a great book to look to for an example of unique descriptive language. Each Peach Pear Plum is a children's interactive storybook that acts as a I Spy book. This book can be great for introducing some classic fairy tales to your students. On the Move Animal Migration is an informational book about the various species of animals that move from place to place in big groups in migration, and the reasons behind why they do this. This is a great book for teaching students about the migrational patterns of animals and how it affects their ecology. The Day the Crayons Quit is a children's storybook about a boy and his crayons. This is a great way to introduce young children to the concept of writing informal letters. Fuzzy Mud is about 3 students who come into contact with a man-made bacteria. This is a good book for introducing the concepts behind bacteria and the biology behind how they work and how they survive. Thank you for watching my book critique. Have a great day!